Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legends Symbiosis, where we are in a little bit of trouble. I would describe us as being in just a tiny amount of trouble that might lead to us losing the game. So we got these big terrifying blue armies on the horizon. They are coming for us. But, good news, as soon as we loaded up the game, Purple showed up with an offer of an alliance that we are absolutely going to take. This is the lion's share of the expense of the deal that we were trying to negotiate right here. So I am absolutely willing to let them pay for that. That's pretty cool. And we get vision of all of their stuff. Most importantly, we get to see what their army looks like. Are they in a position where they could fight the necrophages? Oh my god, are they ever. Okay, so let's talk about the part of this deal where you go to war with blue. Hold on a second, let's reset this and put it on the table fresh. Okay, that's not too bad. So we are going to need 154 influence to talk them into the war next turn. Can we make 154 influence happen? I think that should be pretty easy, actually. We just take everybody in the capital and move them over here. Beautiful. That's almost exactly the amount that we needed. Okay, I have some hope. Now, they have a couple of big armies. Or sorry, they have a big army and a couple of big navies for the moment. They have a lot of ships. Fortunately, we are in a position to do something about this. Because of the fact that we picked up the boat research earlier in the game, we can build boats right now instead of having to wait. So we could actually, my thinking here is we could jam a couple of boats out in Arindla and attack these guys on their way over. Now, we don't have totally ideal ships for this. Boarding vessels are totally fine at taking out transports. It would be better for us to have... honestly, it might be better for us to have almost any of the other ship types, but these boarding vessels will totally do. Because no matter how good your ground units are, they always have the same stats when they're in their transport ships. Look at how bad that is. 80 life, 17 attack, 27 damage. So we can definitely do something here. Let's look at our ship design. Now, unfortunately, unlike ground armies, ship equipment doesn't improve naturally over the course of the game. You can see we still have almost only the basic stuff available. We can throw some plating in here. We could put an engineer in the engineer slot. Unfortunately, I don't think any of these engineers are actually relevant. Yeah. So we have this plating slot where we can put in plating, or we could put in a hydrofoil to improve initiative. Obviously, we're just going for getting tougher. And then, as far as weapons go, we can either take the boarding spikes, which have a little bit of attack, and let us do bonus damage based on our remaining health. Or we could put on these satchel charges that give us the ability to stun, but the amount of damage they give us is very, very small. So I think we're going to stick with the boarding spikes. So that's as tough as we can make those boarding ships. How expensive is it to build one of those? It is 260 industry. Do we have enough carryover to get... Yeah, okay, we get one in one turn. If I move everybody over onto industry 402, could we get two in a single turn? No, we get one for free. And then we could buy additional ones at a cost of 700 dust per. Well, we can actually make this work. I don't know exactly how many boarding vessels we're going to need, but it's probably not that many, really. We can also look at the marketplace. There are ships available for purchase, although they're more expensive. Fire ships. Fire ships would be really good. They are more expensive, though. The other thing we could do here... the other thing we should do while I'm thinking about unit designs is we should update these, because we are in Era 4 now, so we can move up to dust equipment. It is certainly going to help, and we can also do improved life, and regen's probably not worth the extra industry cost that it puts on the units. So let's update everybody's armor. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to afford retrofits. I think we'll probably leave this guy on plus damage, plus movement, rather than throwing the life ring on him. And we may as well update this design too, because who knows? We could end up retrofitting the 4 of these dudes that we've already built. That's at least possible. Okay. So, How do we want to spend our 2,000 dust? Do we just want to buy ships with it? Like, what is the cost of... Okay, 1,500 dust plus 65 palladium plus 27 titanium means this army is not getting retrofitted. This army would retrofit for 1,130 dust. Okay, we have some stuff we can sell on the market. The way we manage our economy for this turn is going to have a huge effect on whether or not we survive this war. So let's be thoughtful. Oh, hey. We're going to get 640 dust at the beginning of the next turn. Okay. So we need to have like 1130 for this retrofit. And we can perform that at the beginning of the next turn before these guys engage in battle, because they're always a little slow. What was your deal? Oh, you were going to... Right, you're going to search that. Well, we can't do that right now. Okay, so let's look at how much dust do we really have? We could sell the Red Sang at 8.4 dust per unit. I would actually prefer to use it. Okay, the Mithrite's extremely valuable. It's possible that we could get a better price from another player, but we don't have the influence necessary to make deals like that right now. So I am just going to liquidate. This stuff is selling at a pretty good price, actually, for a first-tier strategic. Definitely afford to drop some of this. And I think we're just going to use the Red Sang. I think I want to double the XP that our heroes are getting here. Especially if we're about to buy out a bunch of stuff in Arindla. Pushing all that bonus XP through Ululani is a good idea, I think. So... let's say we bought a couple of ships. We could do one more. Okay, so 4 boarding vessels to take on 8 transports should be a pretty easy win for us. And then we can use those boarding vessels all along the coast here. We can take care of stuff. We will have more than enough dust for this retrofit with the 640 plus the 211. So we could even afford to do some other retrofitting if there are some places where we could fix people up cheaply. I mean, we gotta get these units. Okay, his army can get fixed up really fast. Are we just taking his army up to Sayap then? I guess we're not going to do anything with them right away at the beginning of the turn, so we don't need to retrofit them right now anyway then. Because we're going to see how this turns out before we move them. Okay, we got to do research. We should probably grab either Signal Corps or Brigade system and then the other one if we want to have a good chance of winning this war. I think it's probably Signal Corps first because Hakia Y and Makani Che both are giving pretty significant buffs to their armies at this point, and it would be cool to be able to jam more units into those armies to benefit from those buffs. We also have to, once Hakia Y is in range over here, we need to get her retrofitted with the new army trinkets and stuff. And in fact, she doesn't even have the old trinkets. Her assignment cooldown's not up. We could unassign her from her army, re-equip her in the academy, and then reassign her to this army as a way of equipping heroes when they're outside of your territory. How expensive would it be to buy the amount of titanium that we would need? We would still be able to do the retrofit. I'm just thinking if we gave her army damage boost and army initiative boost and army health boost. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll throw her back to the academy. While she's in the academy, we can swap her stuff. Let's just make sure she's ready to fight. We don't have the money to screw around with getting her an adamantium weapon here. Thought I had done that for her already. We could just give her a dust hammer. Or we could just give her a palladium hammer. Yeah, the difference is really huge. Okay. And then we want to go for... Where is... Here we go. Army Initiative Boost 2. Oh, that's right. We can't do this. Army Initiative Boost 2 and... Where is the... Oh, that's right. Sometimes it is considered to be obsolete immediately. There it is. Army Health Boost 1. That's something I have strong feelings about. Let's do that. And then if we buy the titanium... So we give her Army Damage Boost 2 as well. And then just some shield, right? Because I'm definitely not going to shell out for the additional titanium. Okay. That actually wasn't that much different of a price than shelling out. I should have... Yeah, well, whatever. Okay. So how much money exactly do we need to have? I'm going to get 640. Plus 488 is not quite enough. We need to either move somebody over to dust, or we need to sell a little something. And we could sell more glass steel, right? We don't actually need our glass steel. We could sell some of this blood crystal. We have a couple of blood crystal coming in. So, like, in theory, it would be nice to be able to use it. And blood crystal is absolutely a combat relevant luxury, but I guess let's sell this stuff instead. That gets us there, right? Do we have Quicksilver coming in? No, we don't. I guess we can sell off all the Quicksilver as well. Okay. So that's going to put us at about 600. Yeah, okay. We're going to be comfortable. These guys are just going to have terrible stats during the fight, and that's going to be the way that is, which is not ideal is what it is. Okay. I feel comfortable about that. We'll worry about Makaniche and his equipment and stuff later. Next turn. If we moved everybody in this city over to dust, I'm just trying to give us a little bit of a buffer to work with. I do want to finish that dust refinery in one. How many people could we move off of this while keeping that the case? Okay, apparently I managed to guess it. Alright, so that gives us a little bit of a dust buffer to make adjustments with next turn. We could update you right now in case this whole thing doesn't really work the way I want it to. Let's see. We want to move up into a position where we'll be in combat range when he attacks. So like here. Oh right, it would be a good idea to reassign Hakia Y before I forget. All right, her whole army is much better for that process having occurred. Yeah, look, like those are reasonable stats. Okay. So purple has a pretty large army of pretty good units, not that far away from Anshan. And if purple's able to take Anshan, then we can move the entire defense of our nation over to here. It'll be so much easier to keep us safe if we're only fighting on one front. So I think we're ready to move on to the next turn. I think we've prepped as much as we reasonably can here. We've got those units in position. We're gonna hit this one time, and then we're gonna take control of the ships that appear outside of Rindla, and we're gonna rush these guys with them. Alright, fingers crossed, everyone. And then after that stuff is resolved, we're looking at negotiating for purple to join the war. Alright, so we've hit this button. Hey, there's an extra guy over here. Alright, well, I would like to attack them from this space so that we're also in front of them, to make it as awkward for them to make landfall as possible. Okay, attack. So that part of the field is locked. Get this retrofit. Oh, and we're sneaky. We're in a dust blizzard. A dust blizzard. So he might not know we're here. He might attack the city without realizing how outnumbered he is. Got our 640 dust. I'm glad that was the thing that was, Oh, he just doesn't want to fight at all now. Interesting. Stand over here. He has 2 points of movement left, so he could move to here. But I didn't want them to be attackable. Well, I have enough... I don't have enough movement to engage on him. Interesting. Interesting that he chose not to attack. He's going to try to just wait us out until we're actually at 0 fortification. Got ourselves 10 mithrite, which is pretty valuable. I think this guy's best play is still to search this ruin. 300 science is not a bad find. You may as well search this. 220 dust. Oh, it's doing that thing where it's not removing the indicator of the eclipse search. Okay. So what are we looking at down here? Oh, one of those ships has a guardian in it. That's interesting. Well, I imagine they just retreat here and accept the health loss. Yeah. I was trying to get in front of the guardian ships that he couldn't land. Alright, well, then I will wait here. Oh, by getting near him, we made it a little bit harder for him to move, so that is in fact what happened. Where am I being attacked? Oh, he went for it. Okay. We'll deal with that in a second. Next, let's deal with this. Okay, they picked up the other tech. Well, I'm fine with this. We definitely don't have the influence necessary to get anything else in on this deal. And there's no way we could... We don't have a quest we could complete for some influence or anything, do we? Because it would be kind of neat to get paid here. I guess, you know, when you make a deal that's this much in the AI's favor, at least they remember this. Like, she'll like us more for having done this. It sucks, though. This is a lot of points of resources that we could be earning. Alright, hold on a second. We'll get there. We'll get there. Guess we just want to resolve this battle, right? The Moonleaf and the Spices came to an end. Are we holding Fervent? We are. Actually, it's a good thing we ran the Red Sang. Okay, well, nothing we can do about that. Ululani Rawi has gained a level, and we are definitely going for Inspirational Leader on that. Oh yeah, we'll worry about this stuff later. So, I'm thinking what we do here on this next turn is we take one of the boarding vessels and attack the Neros ship at the beginning of next turn to force it to run away. So when Neros gets on shore, he's at half health. And the other 3 boarding vessels will go after these guys and try to finish them off. I think we can probably kill them with... I think we can maybe kill them with 3. I'm hopeful. We did search this. Yeah, it's just not removing the indicators. And what has spawned right in front of me? An empowering conflux, you don't say. Where's the nearest... we don't have a movement conflux near these guys. Okay, well, I think a lot of the rest of our turn here actually depends on how this battle goes, so let's go ahead and fight this now. It would be cool if Longfang survived. I forgot to look at his gear. Well, I believe if we can't make gear changes to him now. So let's do it. What exactly are we looking at here? This Forager is pretty bad. Like, attack and defense are great, but his damage is really low. And that'll mean that super high attack isn't actually super meaningful. The Battleborn are a little bit better. Alright, and their hero is... Wow. That says 359. How, man? How are you doing that? Okay. Oh, this is interesting. We might be able to take advantage of this terrain a little bit. I don't love the fact that one of the reinforcement flags is all the way over here for some reason. So our units are going to come in incredibly spread out. But we have some natural bottlenecks here to take advantage of. So if we... Remember that their flying unit will be able to just fly over us, and bottlenecking is dangerous when the enemy has a range advantage on you. They only have the one ranged unit, but it will get to attack every turn no matter what. So, how do we want to do this? Also, it might be relevant, Longfangs is disease immune, because he is a necrophage himself. So that's cool, at least. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we want to like set up like this wall across here so that they can't approach our reinforcement panels very easily. They have a massive initiative advantage. And there's 8 of them, which just sucks so much. There's not really anything we can do about it, sadly. Yeah, you try to kill him. I think it would be really cool if we could get through their flying unit. I'm a little afraid of this guy. But these units are not going to get to do what they want to do. They're going to get attacked in place. Actually, they're having trouble making it through the forest. They're very slow. The, Battleborn can't be retrofitted, so they never get, like, extra movement from movement trinkets and stuff. And it does add up, eventually. The other units end up being so much faster. Okay, yeah, you are probably not actually going to have a choice in that. You just are going to end up fighting him. So, sorry, that's going to be rough for you. Yeah, they're kind of, like, awkwardly placed here. They're having a hard time actually moving into contact with us, which is very, very good. This is unfortunate, because he's never going to get off that reinforcement space. Okay, we get to do this, and we actually get to beam attack through them, which is neat. The fact that these guys have modern gear matters a lot, actually. This is a big deal. Okay, yeah, I think this is approximately right. I guess the biggest question is, how many people do we want to turn around and fight their hero? I think it's 1, maybe? Because we want to be racking up extra hits on him after he has spent his attack for the turn. Oh, he's going to come for us. Fair enough. Okay, that's a pretty good attack. You managed to kill them both, actually. That's lovely. They're doing a good job of keeping our reinforcement panel locked up, but mostly the effect that that's having is it's making it impossible for all of our units to enter the battle, and as such making it impossible for their units to win the battle. So I am not as choked up over it as you might imagine. Let's see if we can get anybody in on that archer. I would love to kill that archer. A bunch of these units are going to have been attacked or be dead, but that's the dream, is somebody makes it all the way over there. Yeah, that's a shame. The city garrison having no units in it means that that's an actual death. He won't last stand, so we're going to have to buy him back. Okay, Hakiowai has arrived. Somebody can finally deal some real damage to this dude. Although, as it is, she's gonna bait his attack. She's gonna eat his attack, which is pretty good for us too. So you're attacking there if you can. You move here if you can. Well, actually, that's here. Let's make sure we tell Hakiowai where to do this attack from. I want to have this space available. I just want to make sure that we can continue to move forward, which is going to require clearing some space. A little bit of fortification turns out to be really, really meaningful. They're doing a good job of avoiding me getting any value out of my claws here. Come on, finish him off. Yes! Alright. That is very, very good to see. The Harmonites, by the way, also disease immune, because no organic matter. We just barely are not able to reach the archer. That sucks. Alright. What I'm going to do with Hakiowai is one of these. Try to get this area cleared so we can actually use that reinforcement panel for stuff again. Didn't quite get a kill. They do have a lot of health. You gotta give them that. We're starting to hit pretty hard, though. Yeah, this really has not worked out the way they thought it would. I think a lot of that going the way it went for them was the fact that they couldn't see our unit because a dust blizzard just happened to spawn on this space, and they flee into the water. That almost could not be better. Okay, Hakiawai gets the first level of Stirring Dragoon. Alright, we have 2 points of movement left. Longfang's probably actually isn't that expensive to buy back. Yeah, because he's not super high level and he doesn't have fancy gear or anything. I will just heal him with dust. Lay back, my friend, and let the nanomachines carry you to wellness. Yeah, this army almost didn't take any damage, really. Only one of our units got hit. This army didn't have time to show up. Alright, so... where is the place... The trader was last seen in the neighborhood of the region of Salamar. Okay, there's Custodian Tua up there. So if we want to have any chance of winning the game ourselves, we still have to, like, it's getting late. We have to finish our faction quest, and that means somebody has to get up there and kill her. I don't know how we're going to do that. It's more likely to be Makani Che, I guess, because Makani Che's army's pretty good. I was going to say because his army is worse. But I guess what we could do is we could run up to here. I don't know that I want to chase him into the water necessarily. Well, you know, in the water, everybody has the same stats. So we could have these bad stone sentinels pursue them into the water and engage in a 6 transport ships against 5 transport ships. Does the transport ship maintain the same proportion of health? It does. So Karis's ship would go down really easily. And then, yeah, you can see these other ships are all terribly statted. The commander transport is definitely a better class of ship, but the fact that it has 1 HP makes that kind of irrelevant. Yeah, I think my plan here is going to be to have Hakiawai grab this, grab that movement conflux, and head up to go fight Custodian Tua, while the ships and stuff keep us relatively safe over here, because I think that we're in a place where that looks pretty reasonable. So we want Makani Che to be on actual fighting defense duty. Let's pick up plus 50% attack for all of my units, and then there is a movement conflux over here we could grab. I do love a good conflux. So we'll jump in the water at the beginning of the turn and attack those guys. We actually have kind of a lot of stuff to do at the beginning of the turn. Oh, hey, look, it's another full-sized army. Cripes. Well, we make another boat? We can make another boat, right? Maybe the play has to be this. You can't, yeah, you can't make it over there. Okay. The new boat attacks this guy. This boat attacks these guys. Or these ships attack those guys, and then I don't know what we do over here. And all we really have to do is keep them from landing, right? They only have 5 move in the water. We can stand right here. They could still land up there, though. Well, you know what we could do? Pull the old SB special and just make it so there are no spaces over here that they can land on. Oh, that's not cliffed. We do have to block that as well. Okay. Is it cowardice? Maybe. At this point, I don't care. So yeah, there's no reason for this guy to do anything other than come over here and just join up, I guess. Welcome to the squad, buddy. Okay, so they literally can't land over here, thanks to the cliffs. Okay, our ships are going to be able to control this space pretty effectively for us. I'm a little worried about Neros, especially since we can't see his real stats now. He might be quite powerful. Oh, I do have a Golem Rider over here, too. Let's have... That guy should be able to reach... Yeah. I'm going to retrofit him first. get him up to date. Yeah, there's ruins over here and stuff that I would like to search, but I think we gotta focus up. Okay, so we're in a good position on this front. We're in a good position on this front. These 5 units I don't know what to do with yet. Anshan's not actually that well defended. Oh, I didn't negotiate with purple yet. We have a lot more influence than we used to. Did I get influence for that battle? Hold on, I know you get influence when you're allied with somebody and you win a battle against somebody they are at war with. But did we get influence for just fighting that battle while allied, even though it was... I mean, I guess it's with somebody they're not friends with? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Well, whatever happened, let's get some value here. I'm assuming I can't get... Oh, well, there's a tech they would give me. They'd give me sewer system. Could we get something... Ooh, military science is actually directly relevant. But could we get something else? What else you got? We get a bunch of wine. We could get a couple of pearls. Hard to know exactly how much of this stuff is actually available to us. Could I get 20 palladium? I totally could. Is that something I want? I have no idea. What about your Hyperion? No? Yeah, I don't know what I want from them. Which is probably something I should have considered. We don't really need the sewer system. So it's just, like, it's a resource, right? What do we want most? We are eventually going to need Hyperion and Mithrite if we're trying to build our way out of the game. So maybe just, like, taking whatever Hyperion they will give us is a good move. We can mine our own Mithrite, but Hyperium's going to be a real pain in the ass to acquire. Yeah, sure. Welcome to the war. Okay, good. So that'll give blue something else to think about. Hopefully we haven't just tossed purple to the wolves too much. Blue does have ships, and they're on the way down here, but he's not in good position. And purple has tons of units outside of the armies they have on the board, because they have their full garrisons. They have at least one... Where are the Urkans? Hold on, isn't there... How do I access the Urkan screen if there's not a currently... Okay, I can click on this. Where's the other one? The other one is also theirs. Or that's the same one. Okay, the other one is Red's. That's right, Fakir was over here. Although, honestly, they are maybe in a position to fix that. Okay, so we have some idea of what we are doing on this next turn. Let's get back to building stuff. Let's get back to having a society over here. So, blood crystal mining, building burrows. Building burrows is okay. This city's in such a worse spot now that I know that we can't build cargo docks here. The geomic lab's pretty weak. I guess we're building burrows. I don't really know what else of value we could do. Alright, in this city, we could... Like, we could buy ourselves a little bit of... Actually, you know what? We have the... Yeah, we have the dust for 3 titanium. We could just rebuild our golem camp. I think that's what I'm going to do here. It's a good golem camp. Hopefully blue won't just run over and kill it again. In Rexos, we can probably pull people off of dust. Just keep leveling stuff up. And our empire is in a strong spot here, but I do think that we've been too slow, probably. Like, we're not looking at getting to even think about beginning to build the temple until probably, after turn 100, maybe? I don't really... Yeah, I'm concerned. So, let's think about this for a second. If it is in fact the case that we have to volcano form an entire region as the next step of the faction quest, which could be, I don't exactly remember. I remember having to do that at some point during the faction quest way back when, but there are a bunch of steps that have multiple different things they ask of you. So it might have been that we just didn't get that that version of that quest step. But just in case, let's start volcano forming this pretty aggressively here. So this will get most of that, and then we still need these two. So you could build one out of Palladian. Just trying to be ready here. And then it's still going to take one... Oh, this is kind of an ugly area. Yeah, there's no way to get these tiles in fewer than 3. Okay, so 3... right here is 4, and then we have to do a 5th one there. 6, 7, 8. It's like 8 more volcano formers, I think. Not great. You know, maybe what I should be doing here is building units. What if that was the smart guy version of this play? Maybe Rexos is building... Can't build Golem... Okay. I have to have a little bit of dust on hand now that we make stuff. We make dust armor. Well... That's a little inconvenient. We don't have a ton of stuff that we want to sell right now. I guess I could part with the rest of the glass steel. That doesn't hurt us. Yeah, just start building a Golem Rider. Maybe we are in industry mode. Maybe in Graldum we are also in industry mode. We just carry over as much as possible and start building troops with it next turn. Okay. Oh, hey, you're still alive. Why don't you grab this? Oh, hey, that one actually deleted properly. 25 titanium, 150 dust, 150 science. All of those things are just wonderful. And then, yeah, now that you have a movement conflux, you'll be able to pick up some more pretty quickly. We have 4 turns of Eclipse left. We have a flurry of actions that we must execute at the beginning of this next turn. Okay, this guy still has 2.2 move. Not enough to get him to a place where he could drop another Volcano Former this turn. And he's an upgraded Stone Sentinel. Like, I think we actually want him to be... Yeah, we want him to stick around. I don't want him going anywhere. And we go ahead and throw a Golem Rider in the queue, since we have a little bit more dust from searching. Alright, so... At the beginning of the turn, we have a number of things that we have to execute here, if we want this to go the ideal way. I think it's more important to catch these guys down here. We have to be kind of careful with this. Actually, no, I could just... I'm not actually sure what the right version of this move is. Get over there and attack him, I guess. You guys initiate there. Okay, we got him blocked up. I'm not super pleased with this version of this, because we have to either include these guys and have them lose their action point, in which case they can't attack this fleet, or we have to leave them out of the battle so they maintain their action point and run the risk of these guys actually coming in as reinforcements, in which case this boarding vessel would definitely actually lose the fight. I'm going to include them. Okay, that's kind of what I thought would happen. What I'm thinking here is that these guys don't actually have enough movement to land this turn, so it doesn't matter so badly that we can't kill them right now. So he's going to be able to make landfall, but he's very badly wounded. Long Fangs, pick up some more stuff toward Inspirational Leader. Alright, they may flee back onto land on their side, and that is fine. Okay, let's resolve this one. They have a lot of health. They have a weird amount of health. Like, that's not the amount of health they're supposed to have. Oh well. Whatever, we're committed now. So everybody is focusing on this guy first. And remember, this army is all like Stone Sentinel 1s. If they die here, it doesn't really hurt us. But we have a pretty decent chance of actually sinking a couple of these units with our bad transport ships. So I think what's happening here probably is that there are some army buffs that actually do carry over into transport ship form. And that must be what's happening, right? It's the only way that their ships are any different from ours. But there definitely shouldn't be. Well, again, these particular units would get absolutely massacred in the field. So we're getting to make pretty profitable trades with them here. And I certainly can't afford to properly retrofit them. Alright, so we're going to lose 2 ships this turn, probably. That guy has 33 health, so we might get him? Nope. Of course, one of them does 10 instead of 11. Alright, we will not likely lose a ship this turn. We get one of them, and then we can start in on this guy. I mean, obviously they're not going to, because why do this in an intelligent way? Okay. Well, I appreciate them splitting their fire like that. Yeah, I definitely got caught off guard by how weirdly capable some of those ships were. So now things are a little bit different. We hadn't searched that in a while. Lust for loot. Okay, interesting. That's a very inconvenient lust for loot. So now that army's right here. We don't really have a choice. We have to go. We can't just let them run around, because they're going to destroy the golem camps and stuff. I hate that I have to do this. They will stand and fight us, though. Alright, so the number one most important thing is putting Hokia Y in a position where that archer cannot hit her. She's going to hit him. Let's make sure the frontline units are trying to get their hero off the table. Okay, we're going to do a lot of damage here. That was not too bad. I mean, she's dead, unfortunately. The orc will almost certainly kill her at the beginning of its turn. But, I mean, give it a shot. See if you can. Hard for me to imagine anything. Oh no, he's attacking the wrong target. Oh, she dies to the disease. She just crumbles into a big hunk of stone. Okay, well, it looks like we probably got this under control. The danger of running non-necrophage units in your necrophage army is that they are vulnerable to the disease. Guys, please finish this off. No, really? We have to let them have another turn because I manually tell my units to make room. Okay. Well, hooray for disease immunity. So now the question of whether it's worth it to go back for the movement conflux. Because we're not going to be able to pick it up this turn. We could just get it... Oh, we can't get in the water this turn. That's a forest space. Damn it. Well, that being the case, then yes, it is absolutely worth it to go back for the movement conflux. Even if it does give us a relatively limited amount of movement time. I was kind of hoping Hakio, or the Custodian Tua would spawn in a place where purple might just kill it for us, but no such luck, apparently. This is an interesting move on their part. Not sure that I understand it. Well, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to attack the 8-unit army. We're not going to bring in the 1 boarding vessel. Just in case they choose to not have this thing show up as reinforcements, I want to be able to still kill it. And could we get ourselves another... We can indeed get another 1-turn vessel. Well, I will do that then, because we're going to need all the bodies we can get out here. So yeah, this is very inconveniently timed. These guys don't really seem to know what they're doing. So they only have... This Navy only has 3 move. This is the same Navy who had 5 move last turn, isn't it? Did they have a hero then? They might have had a hero giving them bonus movement. That makes it interesting what we want to do with these guys. We don't necessarily have to stay over here. So the answer might be... These guys go after Custodian Tua? We don't see blue ships. We'd probably make it across the strait okay. We can't see exactly how tough Custodian Tua is, because using the boats to hide the stats. Just very, very cowardly move. I think we gotta go after him. I think we have to. So we take the 2 Golem Riders that we added to the army after picking up the confluxes and have them get out because they are slowing us down. Then I pick up my dudes, and it's probably best to get in the water over here. It's a little bit safer over here. We can hit landfall for sure next turn. Oh, I should have dropped some volcano formers on my way over there. Yeah, that's definitely an error. Okay, I mean, we're working on new units to come over here. I think I want to leave these guys in this position just so that blue has to think a little bit about what direction they want to move in next. So we'll pick up the movement conflux with Hakiawai and then run all the way to Arindla, which should be pretty possible due to fast movement plus conflux plus roads. I think that is the plan. This guy is probably... You're not going to be able to get... That is a swift conflux. Yeah, but you're not going to... I guess just sail this way. It's not going to be able to do anything meaningful before the eclipse ends. You're exactly where you need to be. Actually, it might even be better if you were here. You guys are also fine. Okay, let's grab Brigade System next. And hope that this all works out. Ah, interesting. So we want to be here before we launch the attack. Because we don't want that guy to be in the very corner of the reinforcement panels. And Umgar needs orders. Right, Umgar is building stuff pretty quickly. Okay, science. What the world needs now is science, sweet science. So what else is on the market? There's still stockpiles available. It looks like the other players aren't really buying them, so we could potentially go for the stockpile tax. Do we need brigade system? I guess, unfortunately, whether or not we need brigade system has a lot to do, or is very dependent on how much longer this war is going to go, and we don't know exactly how many more guys we're going to have to see. Looks like purple is in a position to threaten blue on this coming turn. And that might shorten the war. How's blue feeling about the situation right now? Okay, well, I mean, the bar's not off the edge of the screen. That's something. We sink a whole bunch of their transport ships, things might get pretty okay. Let's try it and find out. So I want to execute this move and then jump these guys from this angle as quickly as possible. Those transport ships over there hopefully will not move before we can execute that. Hey buddy, do the thing. Okay. We're getting a lot of communication from other players. I want to make sure we get on land before anything happens to these guys. You have grabbed that, and then, okay, you can make it back this far this turn. Okay, those dudes just got back on land on their own continent. Purple believes they are the greatest empire, and I have never in my life hoped that an AI was correct more than I am doing right now. Definitely get that second point of Stirring Dragoon. Okay, tech trade, and Pink would like to ally. What is your situation with everybody else? You're only actually at war with Red now. But you're still not well liked. Still holding on to the same two regions you had before somehow. I think I am unlikely to go for that. I think allying with Pink in this situation would probably be bad for us. Alright, let's do the boats. Where was this? The Golem camp outside of Rexos. Ah. Okay, well, the Kiowai is nearby. We can respond. That's very annoying. I'm gonna put that Golem camp back in the queue. Fortunately, they can't attack it while it's building. So, we can do this safely. Yeah, let's go ahead and make sure we search this. I'd prefer to do it with the hero, but I'm not sure that we're going to have time. Okay. Alright, so that's done. We do not include either of the potential reinforcement ships, I think. Now here we should have a pretty huge advantage. See, these are the health values I was expecting to see a little bit more on the enemy ships. Okay, we can see which ship represents what. We can't see their stats, but I know the units I don't like the most. And remember, transport ships are ranged units, and so they get negative morale for having enemy units nearby. That also factors into our decision making. Also, there's rain here. I don't remember what rain does in combat, and unfortunately, when you mouse over it... Can I mouse out of this combat and mouse over a rain space here? There we go. In battle, it is -3 morale. That's not great. Maybe we ignore these guys for right now. We just break down the cluster of ships down here. Sorry? How are you interpreting that move order? What? No, yeah, go here and... That was strange. Yeah, we'll just try to hack through these guys. Okay. So this is like cavalry ships fighting archers, basically. gotta say, we did not get exactly what I was hoping we would get out of having researched boarding vessels really early in the game, but I think it has turned out to be pretty good. Actually, you are the only one who can reach him, so reach him you must. That other 8-unit transport navy over there is still in pretty bad position if we approach them. You taking advantage of being AI. Just poor sportsmanship is what that is. The fact that he could issue his orders immediately after. Alright, well. That being the case, I don't see there's much reason for these ships to do anything other than just go over here and group up. So, Neros by himself is not as much of a threat as he might look from his stats. It is worth, oh, I can't. Unfortunately, we can't pin this card, so I can't mouse over what Tsunami Charge does, but it's pretty bad for us. When he rushes into combat, he hits in a big cone, and so it can damage a lot of units at the same time. And that's something I'd really love to have an army over here to deal with. But we just don't. Yeah, the fact that the AI is able to click coming out of combat faster than the player is really sucks. Okay, so I guess the only thing to do... I mean, these guys, if they get in the water, they'll lose all their moves, so we don't have to worry about them trying to land over here, so we should start trying to set up the next volcano formers. So let's see, we have to put one there in order to get that space, which means that... putting one right here is pretty good. Not great, I guess, but if we're going to volcano form this whole region, just in case, thing we ought to do. So we probably want to build a proper military unit over here. We are now going to have to fight this Guardian. Okay, we can put some bodies into the space pretty quickly. But yes, like he's scary. But he's not as scary as he looks, because remember, he only gets one attack. Sorry, he has free... he does have free counter. But he only gets 2 attacks to our several, and he only has 48 defense. So we're going to hit for all of our damage whenever we attack him. His initiative is how high? What are we looking at here? Okay, his initiative is high enough that he will get the tsunami charge he wants. There's nothing we can do about it. So we just have to be in position to finish him off after that, which we're working on. What are we actually looking at over here? 164, 120. Okay, these guys are better statted. The orcs aren't so scary, but yeah, that's a pretty dangerous army on the whole. How are they feeling about their position in the war now that they just lost that big army? Didn't change a damn thing, it turns out. Okay, I thought refreshing might might make the value update. Well then, I might have this guy just drop into the city garrison. I certainly don't want to get attacked in the field. If he wants to fight this turn, I want him to have to fight over here. So this space, actually, this is where we want these guys to go, because in this space, they would be part of the battle. If he attacked either of the city locations, they'd be just on the edge of the battle. But if he runs forward to attack them instead, then we get the garrisons of probably all 3 of the nearby cities. Yeah, that is the optimal space. He has 6 move. Oh, these are like forested spaces, right? They cost 2 movement to cross. So okay, I don't think he can get to you. I'm gonna queue this up though, just in case, just to get to safety. So do we want to trade public granary for improved dust alchemies? Probably not. My thinking here is just that I don't really know that I can afford to build dust revitalizers. I think I'm going to say no on this. And I'm definitely going to say no on this. I don't think an alliance with pink is even a good thing. I'm certainly not going to pay for it. Okay, we have some idea. Where'd Custodian Tua go? Shoot. Okay, it would be really annoying for Custodian Tua to just, like, run off into the mist and disappear. Is purple allied with anybody else? No? I'm wondering if we could ally with green, get vision from green, or if maybe they would just give us... Okay, that seems very doable. We want some dust. Yeah, well, they'll let us purchase vision for 4 pearls. I'll do it for 4 pearls, absolutely. Over here, maybe? I was really hoping that green's vision was going to give us the location of Custodian Tua. Okay, here, maybe. We'll run in that direction. This is going to get a lot harder if we actually can't move our faction quest forward. Okay, you have some movement left. Let's grab some ruins. Build 2 Tier 1 luxury extractors to get extra extraction on Tier 1 luxuries. That is better when it shows up earlier. Alright, we can go search that at least. Or maybe they're going to grab it before we do. Okay, so at the beginning of the turn, the number 1 most important thing is grabbing these guys? Actually, is it? Maybe I want to let them get closer. Because I think I'd rather fight them near a city. And they already did all the damage they're going to do over there. So... yeah, I guess we don't have anything super pressing at the beginning of the turn. And we can, in fact, just hit the Execute Your Orders button and use our beginning of turn micro to try to grab this. It does look like green's doing pretty well here. It might be a good idea for us to place a bunch of spies. Try to get a sense of who is winning the game. I guess we can just, at this point though, let the victory notifications do that for us. We're not going to go off and attack anybody else, certainly. Hey, go! Okay, then you may as well get up here. Search this, and we're gonna let blue make the moves that blue wants to move. Or blue wants to make right now. Okay. Interesting. Neros got back in the water. I will say I'm surprised by that. Alright, so we got some dust, and if we sign a truce with blue in the next 10 turns, we get 1,000 dust for it. That's pretty neat. Natural Architect is very good. It may end up being the case that the smart thing to do is probably to put Weirasigo in charge of building the temple, I guess. Let's grab Natural Architect. What did this blue army over here do? Nothing, actually. That's very interesting. So, here's a question. Do we retreat this 1 boarding vessel from this fire ship and then attack it with our other 5 boarding vessels? Or do we just go after, or do we just do the fight straight up? It has 56 damage, but most of the damage from a fire ship doesn't come from the initial attack, it comes from all of the fire. I would rather go at it with... yeah, I think we can afford to retreat with the 1 ship. Take the health hit, and then do this. Actually, I tried to change the order. I was like, never mind, we'll go attack the guy. But yeah, this is fine. We get to do this in a slightly more beneficial to us way. I definitely want everybody to start pretty close to him. trying to get you to go in there. Okay. We only have 3 move. So yeah, I probably don't want you to move away. Okay. The Endless Flames attack deals damage to the target and opponents next to both the target and the attacker. So like if we're... It's the sweep strike back thing. So I want to consider carefully our angle of attack. Sorry, this guy... Okay. Wow. 189, huh? That's interesting. And then he's going to take no damage at all from me for the rest of the battle. Cool. I was not expecting to see a 189, given that that's not a damage number that should be on his thing. Yeah, just kill him. Just mob him. Fire ships are super dangerous. Hey, accept orders. There we go. Okay, I think we got him as long as we don't all roll zeros. Yeah, that was a weird, bad string of 0 damage attacks on the first turn that left us in a much worse position there. Our city of Arindla has had its fortifications damaged. Gee, I wonder who might have done that. Seems like kind of a bad play, though, for Blue, now that he's not actually going to be attacking the city at all. Well, you could see where his head was at. Let's convert some more territory. I really hope I'm not misremembering. I really need this to be how this works. Okay, so this guy gets back on land. You 3, I guess, just stay over here. I don't know exactly what our plan is, but let's merge up a bunch of these units so we have a force to represent with here. If Blue continues to build ships out of Halithby, we could be in a lot of trouble, obviously, as you saw from the way that went down. So let's hope that that doesn't happen. Okay, Custodian Tua is up here now. Custodian Tua is going to be a real pain in the ass to fight if she stays in that boat. Well, the only question really is, do I get in the water? We're going to lose our bonus movement from our conflux at the beginning of the turn. Yeah, I think we have to get in the water. This is all cliff, too, so we can't trust her to come up to us or anything. We're going to have to just engage her transport ships to transport ships. Alright, so Blue has refused to do anything at all with this guy. Out of curiosity, how's Blue feeling? Still not really interested in a truce, despite the fact that this war is going terribly and they just lost Anshan. Good work, Purple. And Purple is crossing the strait. I think an alliance with Purple may turn out to be the thing that hands us the game, in one of a couple of ways. Let's see. You guys, you ships have a little bit of movement left. I mean, we definitely get in position to just kill this dude at the beginning of the turn, right? And then I think we just engage. I'm a little worried about losing the battle and that leading to Blue feeling more comfortable in the war. I really want Blue to feel like this war is not worth pursuing. Would we drop a volcano farmer right here? Would this be sensible? We need to put one here. That'll get all of this stuff. No, this is not an acceptable tile. Does somebody have a point of movement left? You do. I guess let's just put this one down. We'll build it out of Palladian. So we're going to have to put one like here and here. And then we got to put down 2 more. Like I said, really, really hoping that I'm not misremembering that this is part of the faction quest. So we definitely want to follow... Sorry, not that. This. Definitely want to follow Brigade System with Rare Metal Foundry and get our metal... get our mithrite mining up. And I suppose our glass steel mining also could go up. That would also be fine. Whose boat is that? Okay, not Blue's. His golem camp is probably fine now. Blue does not have a very convenient way to attack it anymore. Geomic Lab makes a little bit of sense. And then so does a burrow. And we'd really like to put down another volcano former over here, but we're stressed for resources at the moment. So what would be cheap to buy a bunch of? The cheapest resource currently is titanium. Titanium volcano formers are 12. It's actually adamantium is the cheapest way for us to build some more volcano formers. Okay. This guy still has 5 points of movement. Get up here and lay one down there. Have this guy put one down right where he's standing. And do any of you have any movement at all? No. Oh, he can make it to that spot. So this will get the other two spaces here. All right. So this is the only space that is currently not being affected by a volcano former, and we can get that next turn. Because I certainly don't want to build a volcano former. I guess we could do it this turn. Yeah, we just had to buy 10 more of something. That's not a big deal. Okay, so you have just enough movement to put it down right there. Okay. The region will be volcano formed. And either this will have been a huge waste of my time, or we'll be super glad that we got ahead of the game on this. Alright, let's just go fight them. They're still not a threat, though. Like, if they're just going to stand there. My biggest concern is we're going to hit end turn and they're going to execute a move as soon as we do that. The AI does like to do that sometimes. I don't want to lose a battle for fear of making Blue feel more comfortable in the war. I guess let's move down to a volcanic tile. Give ourselves a little bit of advantage if he does want to fight. Grab the plus attack conflux. But yeah, maybe just go after him now. We didn't have a plus attack conflux before. We gotta push him off now or we're going to lose our confluxes entirely. We have one stone sentinel who's gonna get one shot. One who will probably take a couple of hits. The Harmonite will take a couple of hits, and then some guys who are actually in a little bit better shape. KOI has 127 initiative, which is a lead. Yeah, that'll let KOI get the first move. They have a lot of health and stuff, though. I think we're better off getting them to engage us near a city or something. I don't think we want to go over there and fight them until we've had a chance to heal a little bit more. Okay, so... I'm debating whether I want to hit end turn, deal with the beginning of the coming turn, and then stop, or just stop here. I guess we can just stop here. There's nothing, like, terribly crucial that's going to happen at the beginning of the next turn. We'll kill Neros. We'll hopefully be able to get near Custodian Tua. We outnumber her in transport ships, so doing the battle in transport ships works just fine. So yeah, I think that is where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back tomorrow, hopefully a little bit earlier in the day than this one went up, to see if we can indeed push this to some kind of victory, or if maybe we can get Purple to put us up on their big strong shoulders and carry us across the line. And we'll see you then.